Sue, it's Megan. I'm sitting here in my pajamas in Vale, no makeup and the whole bit, but I was so inspired to respond to your video about valuing yourself because I had that same experience when I learned this lesson at 31 and I was taking on all these jobs. It's actually when I used to paint plates because that was my, before I did jewellery and all that, before the bed linen, I used to hand paint these plates. And I never charged very much for them. I didn't really charge for my time because it was my first venture into my own business and so forth. And then I remember getting really overloaded because everyone loved these plates and I couldn't say no. And I just kept taking on these things, and then a whole lot of other people were asking me to do things, and some people would get really cranky if I couldn't do everything at exactly the time they wanted. And I remember I was at the school one day dropping Zoe off when she was in kinder, so that was what, I don't know, well, it was when I was 31, so it's ages ago. It's like 10 years ago. And I remember seeing one of the other mums at school, and I was sort of telling her, and I was a little bit teary, I think, even. And so I drove home in my car, and you know what she did? I always remind her of doing this. She actually drove over to my house and was waiting there when I got there. She pulled into the driveway and she sat me down and she said, right. She said, what have you been doing? She said, you need to get rid of some of these things and just say no to a few people. It was a very valuable lesson to actually have someone almost give you permission to say no. It's funny, isn't it? Because, I think most of us want to please people and say yes and do the right thing. But it was a really fantastic lesson for me to learn. And since then, I've found that, you know how you have your emotional guidance system that tells you, that gut feeling when you say yes to something and you're like, oh, I really don't want to be doing that. Well, now, if I know that I'm going to feel that immediately after saying yes, then I say no. And I just say, you know what, I know that, sometimes I still need to keep that pleasing aspect up a little bit. So what I do, my computer's gone off there. So what I do is I just sort of say, you know what, I could say yes to this, but I'm not going to really want to do it later. So I kind of explain it a little bit sometimes, but it's funny, isn't it? But anyway, young lady, you of all people have to value yourself because you are so fantastic at giving such beautiful, encouraging words to everybody all the time. I see your comments on everyone's things. I don't know how you find the time to watch all those videos, but it's really lovely. And so we value you. So I hope you will start valuing yourself as well. And also, I know the factor about when you say about working at home, because as you know, I design my jewellery at home. And some days I don't work and some days I do, and some days I get up at 5:30 and work all day, and there's different days for different things. But you know what? We love what we do, and that's the most important thing. It doesn't matter if other people think we've got plenty of time or not enough time or whatever. So there you go. Look at me. I'm just looking at myself thinking, what have I done? So anyway, look at my pajamas. Aren't they cute? I got them in Miami. Anyway, I'm going to go and pop some makeup on and make a proper video in a minute. See you, Sue. Bye.